What's going on YouTube? In this video, I'm going to talk about how to find buy and hold buyers, the infamous buy and hold buyers who will pay more for your wholesale deals. If you're interested, keep watching. All right, guys, so I've been in this business since 2002, and I can tell you that anytime that I get sent a deal and it's listed as a buy and hold deal, that instantly tells me that the property could possibly be overpriced. Why? Because they're signaling to me that this is gonna make a great rental, but not a fix and flip. So there's not a lot of margin in this property. Now, why would anyone wanna look at this? Why do people buy and hold? Like, what's that all about? So buy and hold investors are actually buying for a couple of reasons. First things first, cash flow, right? They wanna put their money in a property and then they wanna collect rent on that property and get cash flow from it. And that's one of the investment returns that they get. The second thing that they get is appreciation. So as you guys know, properties appreciate over time, and so they're banking on cash flow and appreciation for their investment criteria. Now, a lot of times buy and hold investors are more passive. So they're not trying to be super hands-on. They're not trying to fix houses. They don't want stuff that's completely torn down or in major distress. They want something a little bit more turnkey. So where do you find this buyer that's willing to pay more money for a turnkey property that doesn't have the strict margins that we typically need for fix and flip wholesale deals? How do you find this infamous buy and hold buyer? So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of tools on where you can find such folks. So the first place I love to look at are for rent websites. Areas like Zillow.com. So if you go to the rent section of Zillow.com, you can actually put the address of the deal that you have under contract in that address field, and then you can see all of the properties that are for rent near it. Now, why is that important? Well, if you can see what properties are for rent near the property that you have under contract, the majority of those people are going to be landlords, right? And you can actually find out who owns those properties, skip trace the owner, and contact them and see if they're interested in purchasing a rental nearby their other property. A lot of times landlords like to buy in clusters because they don't want to drive around when they're going and picking up rent, or they've got to do a property maintenance check, or they're changing an air filter in an air conditioning unit. See, landlords can be lazy sometimes, and their property managers even lazier, and so they love to keep their properties next to each other. That's a great place to find a buy and hold investor, basically looking for LLCs or investor owners who own near the property that you have under contract, and you can find them on Zillow. Another great place is GoSection8.com. So these are professional Section 8 landlords, right? And just like the Zillow list, you can see who owns a Section 8 property near the property that you have under contract, find out the name of the owner, skip trace that person, communicate with them, let them know that you have a property that's a little bit of a discount near the other rental that they own, and they'll be willing to have a conversation with you. This is a great way to go out and find buy and hold owner, guys. And then the third way would be to go into your county tax record and see what LLCs own multiple properties, right? Or what owners, individual owners, own multiple properties. Usually it's going to be an LLC and not in an individual's name. You see, a sophisticated landlord knows that liability is a huge issue, so they're not going to own their rental properties in their personal names. It's almost like 9.9 times out of 10 going to be in an LLC name. So you're going to want to find an LLC that owns multiple properties. It's very likely that if they've owned them over time, that this is a landlord. So you're going to want to skip trace that LLC, find out who the owner is, contact that owner, and see if they're interested in adding to their portfolio. So that's 3 ways you can go find a buy and hold investor to take your slightly overpriced wholesale deal off your hands. Guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor and smash the like button. Also subscribe to this channel and leave me a comment. I love to connect with you guys, answer your questions, and just get to know who you are. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.